Hey guys, welcome back to another behind the scenes video. So what have I got here? So originally this was a 2400 watt wall heater, and it has been converted into a resistive load tester. These binding posts I've got on the top, each pair of posts is an 8 ohm load, and each load can handle up to 10 amps. And I've made up a few of these jumpers so that I can just jump between any pair of posts. I can either wire them in parallel or in series to get different combinations of resistance. And the great thing about this is you would have seen me using a light bulb in my buck converter builds where I've been testing them under load. Now the reason I've chosen a bulb, as I mentioned before, is a bulb doesn't have any inductance that would skew the results of any noise on the output of my buck converter. So that's why I've been using a bulb. But the downside is these are really bright and they get very hot. So you can burn yourself, and having a bright bulb next to your bench or on your bench isn't really that handy. So hence why I've built this. Now, just like the bulb, this has basically no inductance, so it's not going to skew the results when I'm testing my buck converter, and it can handle 10 amps of current as well. So I've got it wired up so that the fan still runs on mains power, and I just flick the switch that blows cold air over the element. Now, I was actually making this into like a proper how-to build video, but unfortunately about halfway through, one of the fiberglass strips that hold the heating element or support the heating element actually broke. That was due to my own fault. I got a bit rough with it. And since the shops aren't open in New Zealand for another 2 and a bit weeks, I can't just go out and buy another heater, so I will revisit this build in the future, and I just won't be so rough next time. Now the other thing that I've been mucking around with, I've been doing a bit of 3D printing, and this is a dummy transformer E and I section. So one of my most popular videos going back in the day was how a transformer works, or explaining how a transformer works and how to wire them. And I did an okay job. Looking back, I cringe watching the video. I've got better camera, better mic equipment, I'm more comfortable on camera, I've got an oscilloscope, I've got a signal generator, and all that means I can do a revisit of the video, do a new version, and demonstrate how a transformer works. So I've 3D printed this transformer housing using PLA+. And now I've just got to make a couple of secondary windings and a primary winding so that I can assemble this on video, show it working, hook the oscilloscope up to the windings, prove that power is getting transferred between the windings, and so on. So that's what I've got to get onto right now. So I've just finished turning a primary and a secondary winding, and I was hoping that with the form that I was wrapping the wire around being slightly larger than the transformer, I was hoping that this would just slip over the top really easily, but it's quite a pain in the butt to do that on and off, especially on camera a few times in a row when you want everything to go smooth. So I think what I'm going to have to do is 3D print a little holder, sort of like a channel that the wire sits in, so that I can easily remove and replace windings on my transformer section. So it's time to get 3D printing. So after 3D printing, this is what it looks like. It's basically a spool that I can wrap some copper wire around. So I've gone ahead and made a total of 3 of them so that I can demonstrate a transformer that has a primary and 2 secondaries. And it just allows me to swap out for different coils to demonstrate the relationship between number of turns on the primary and secondaries and so on. So it just gives me some good flexibility to demonstrate the principles of a functioning transformer. Very cool. Alrighty, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.